Once upon a time, in a peaceful town surrounded by green hills and a flowing river, there lived a 25-year-old young man named Daniel. From the outside, Daniel's life looked normal. He had a small job, a simple house, and a quiet life. But inside his mind, there was no peace. His thoughts never stopped. From morning until night, his mind was full of worries. He thought about his past mistakes. He felt guilty about the things he had done wrong. He worried about the future and feared failure. Even when nothing was wrong, his mind created problems. At night, he could not sleep. During the day, he could not enjoy simple things. He stopped laughing. He stopped dreaming. His mind was like a storm that never ended. Daniel tried many ways to find peace. He read books, listened to advice, and even tried to ignore his thoughts, but nothing worked. The more he tried to control his mind, the more restless it became. One day, an old traveler visited the town. The traveler told people about a wise teacher who lived near the river, far from the busy world. This teacher was once a great psychologist in the city. He had helped many people overcome fear, sadness, and anxiety. But later in life, he left the noisy city and chose a quiet life close to nature. People said he understood the human mind deeply. When Daniel heard this, a small hope appeared in his heart. He thought, maybe this teacher can help me. The next morning, Daniel started his journey. The road was long and difficult. Daniel walked for many hours through forests and hills. Sometimes he felt tired and wanted to go back, but the desire for peace pushed him forward. After 2 days of travel, he finally reached a quiet place near a wide river. The sound of flowing water filled the air. Birds were singing. The wind moved gently through the trees. Under a large tree, Daniel saw the teacher. The old man was sitting calmly with his eyes closed. His face looked peaceful, as if nothing in the world could disturb him. Daniel walked closer and spoke softly. "Sir, my mind is always restless. I cannot stop my thoughts. I am tired of worrying. Please teach me how to find peace." The teacher slowly opened his eyes and looked at Daniel with kindness. He did not speak immediately. Instead, he smiled and said, "If you truly want peace, you must first understand your mind. Come with me." The teacher took Daniel to his small garden near the river. He filled a spoon with fine sand until it was completely full. He handed the spoon to Daniel and said, "Walk around the garden for 10 minutes, but you must not let even 1 grain of sand fall." Daniel looked surprised, but he agreed. He held the spoon carefully and began walking. His eyes stayed fixed on the sand. He walked slowly and carefully, afraid of losing even a single grain. After 10 minutes, he returned. The teacher checked the spoon. The sand was still full. "Very good," the teacher said. "Now tell me, did you notice the flowers in the garden? Did you hear the birds singing? Did you feel the wind?" Daniel shook his head. "No, sir. I only focused on the sand."
The teacher nodded but said nothing more. Then the teacher said, "Now walk again. This time observe everything around you, the flowers, the trees, the river, the sky." Daniel walked again. This time he looked around. He saw colorful flowers, butterflies flying, and sunlight shining on the river. He heard birds singing and felt the gentle wind on his face. He felt happy and relaxed. But when he returned, most of the sand had fallen from the spoon. The teacher smiled gently. "Do you understand?" he asked. Daniel looked confused. The teacher explained, Your life is like this spoon of sand. If you focus only on control, you miss the beauty of life. If you only enjoy the world and forget awareness, you lose balance. Peace comes when you learn both awareness and control. Daniel listened carefully. The teacher continued, "Your problem is not your thoughts. Every human has thoughts. The problem is that you fight them or follow them blindly. Do not fight your thoughts. Do not run after them. Simply observe them." Daniel asked, "But how can I do that?" The teacher pointed to the river. "Look at the river. The water keeps flowing. It never stops. Your thoughts are the same. Let them flow. Watch them, but do not jump into them." Daniel stayed with the teacher for several days. Every morning he practiced sitting quietly and watching his thoughts. At first it was very difficult. His mind was still noisy and restless. Old worries returned again and again. Sometimes he became frustrated, but the teacher guided him patiently. "Be gentle with your mind," he said. "Peace comes slowly, like the sunrise." Day by day, Daniel learned to breathe calmly. He learned to observe his thoughts without fear. He learned to live in the present moment. Slowly, something changed inside him. The storm in his mind became weaker. His heart became lighter. For the first time in years, he felt calm. Before leaving, Daniel thanked the teacher. "Sir," he said, "you have given me peace. How can I keep it forever?" The teacher smiled and said, "Peace is not something you keep. It is something you practice every day. Live in the present moment. Observe your thoughts. Balance awareness and control. Then peace will always be with you." Daniel bowed with gratitude. As Daniel walked back to his town, the world looked different. The sky seemed brighter. The wind felt softer. The sounds of nature brought him joy. But the biggest change was inside him. He was no longer controlled by his thoughts. He was no longer afraid of his mind. He had learned to live in balance. And from that day on, Daniel lived peacefully, not because his problems disappeared, but because he understood his mind. And sometimes the greatest victory is not controlling the world, but controlling ourselves. True peace comes when we observe our thoughts, live in the present moment, and maintain balance in life.